Hi everyone, happy Saturday. Hope everyone is doing amazing. Welcome to another Chit Chat live from East Texas. I'm DC Gomez, I'm your host. I'm also an author. I am an indie publisher, I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, but above all, my friends, I am a dreamer, which is the reason I have started this series. I wanted to give everyone tools and tips on how to start living your best life now. My goal is to provide you with some useful information that you can start applying. I truly believe we all need to start living our best lives now. So today we're going to talk all about gratitude. But before we do, go ahead and give this video a like, share it with somebody, invite somebody to join us. Let's grow together. This community is so much better when we do it together. And throughout this show, at any point in time, if you have any questions or concerns, go ahead, put it in the comments. I'm going to be looking down on my screen to make sure that I'm following. If you have any questions, share with us. If I don't get to it during the show, don't worry about it, my friends. I will go back throughout the week and answer your questions to make sure I cover everybody and make sure that we're all in tune. So if you have something you want to ask that you don't feel comfortable, send me a message. That's what I'm here for. Today, all about gratitude, the benefits of gratitude. What better topic to discuss when we're getting close to Thanksgiving here in the US? So let's start. Let's jump right into this. For everybody, US and Canada, happy Thanksgiving, since I won't see you next weekend. Hope you guys have an amazing celebration. As you guys probably are aware, I am crazy about history. I love finding out where traditions are coming from, how did they started, where they got established, and all that fun stuff. So today I want to talk to us, before we get started in gratitude, where did things get started in the US? So we're going to jump right into it. For everybody who's familiar, I got a couple slides that I want to share. So think that for most historians, and I say most kind of loosely, some might disagree, the very first celebration of Thanksgiving can be traced back to 1621. So here's kind of where we're going to go through our history class. It's just kind of giving you guys an idea. So 1621 is the very first recognized place of Thanksgiving here in the US. This can be traced back for everybody who is aware of your history, kind of giving you a quick recap. 1621, we had back in 1620, the very first group of pilgrims came down in the Mayflower. They landed on Pilgrims. So that winter, believe it or not, little quick history tip, they actually spent the winter in the ship. So they spent the winter in the Mayflower, and believe it or not, half of them did not survive. So I grew up in New England for most of my teenage years, middle school time frame. I can guarantee you, New England winters are brutal. And this is coming with modern technology. We have central heating, all that fun stuff. I don't know if I can possibly imagine a winter in New England with nothing. So put it that way, my heart goes out to them. So the next year when they finally venture out of the ship and they're trying to get a colony back in place, with the aid of the Native Americans of the land, they were able to survive. So that November time frame, after their very first harvest, they decided to have a celebration. So according to the books, the history books, and the journals that we have found, they said the celebration lasted 3 days. Believe it or not, there's a lot to celebrate. If you spend a whole entire winter and most of your friends have passed away, you're trying to settle, you have in a brand new land, you know nothing about this, it's a huge celebration. So 1621 is the very first that we're going to use. Some historians are claiming it happened prior to in the 1500s. Some claims that first ones took place in Florida. One of the things is it can vary. So for us, we're going to stick with this one. Full-blooded Dominican that I am, Thanksgiving didn't quite make sense to me. I was excited about Halloween. I thought it was, as a child, it was amazing. It was a blast. 30 years ago when I came to the United States, Thanksgiving didn't make any sense. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Dominican Republic. Let's be honest, 100 years prior to the Pilgrims making it to Plymouth, Columbus had been in the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic had become, at that time, the center of the New World. We had colonies, we had schools, we had a whole bunch of stuff. It wasn't like Columbus and his people were going to freeze in the Dominican Republic, let's be honest. So Thanksgiving did not translate the same way to the other parts of the Americas. It just didn't. So when I was here, the very first year, it didn't make any sense. The only thing I heard about is like, hey, it's Turkey Day. As a child, Turkey Day makes no sense compared to what the whole essence of it, the celebration, the meaning. I didn't get it, let's be honest. And growing up in an island that turkey was not our big staple, I was not fond of turkey. I didn't, as an adult, now that I'm vegan, I don't eat it, but before, still was not my favorite food. Turkey was not it. but I didn't get it. So as I got to experience the actual history behind it, I got in school, and growing up in Salem, we got to take field trips. We got to see what an original colony house looked like, and my sympathy went out to them again. I got to understand the meaning behind it. It was a little more than just turkey. It had a whole bunch of complex. So as an adult, I went down the rabbit hole of information. So I want to share some important dates with you guys, just in case you're feeling like me. What is this holiday? Where did it come from? And why do we still celebrate it? So take a look at these dates. So 1621, we're claiming it. Let's check the box. The very next one I want you guys to pay attention is 1789. This is right after the American Revolution. George Washington makes the very first proclamation as the very first president of the United Nations. If you're thinking about it, the United States won their independence, so we have something huge to celebrate. He's bringing back together all the colonies, all the nations that are now a country, and asking them as a community, as a group of people, to celebrate this, to be thankful for what they have done, to be thankful for their new independence and for the result of the war. Because this war could have gone anywhere. Think about it. You're fighting one of the greatest powers in the world as a group of militia. So George Washington understood the meaning of being grateful and thankful. So this is the very first proclamation. His predecessor still did the same, so it was very, very exciting. The next one you're looking at it is going to be, believe it or not, fast forward to 1817. The state of New York was the very first one out of many several that decided, hey, we're going to have an annual celebration. One of the things that happened is they were all doing it at the same time. So everybody said, okay, we want to celebrate Thanksgiving, but it was individual. So everybody had one, and it didn't translate across the country. It was still very segregated in up north states. So when we're looking at it, some things happened, but it was still not as a country that was celebrated everywhere. Then let's fast forward. Here is one of those things that you should kind of looking at it. You have 1863. 1863, we're in the middle of the Civil War. This is the bloodiest battle that you're thinking of the United States. And Abraham Lincoln decided to make a proclamation. And he pleaded with the country. He actually enforced it to everybody to pray. He asked them to take a day to pray for all the widows, the orphans, and all the people that were suffering, all the people that were being impacted by the war. And to actually, he declared that the last Thursday in November was going to be a day of Thanksgiving. So this is the first time that Thanksgiving as a nation got its own day, and it was going to be across the board. This actually was the last Thursday in the month, was the same day that was celebrated till 1939. So 1939, things got a little bit interesting. President Franklin Roosevelt was in charge, and he had a different take on things. So during this time, the Great Depression is going on. So Franklin decided that to help the economy, in his wisdom at the time, he was going to move Thanksgiving, which he decided he was going to move it a week prior. And his whole goal was, we're going to spur economy by giving retailers more time to sell. So that was what his take on it. So he changed Thanksgiving as a holiday. The nation was not very fond of this idea. They didn't like his intentions. They were not that excited that he decided to move the day. So with his new proclamation, and because he was still president, he actually had to come back. And here's what ended up happening. On December 26, 1941, President Roosevelt actually declared that the fourth Thursday of the month of November, Thanksgiving is going to be celebrated as a nation. So it has remained steady. We haven't had any more changes across the board. But think back since 1621 till now, we're still celebrating a form of the holiday. The intentions might have been a little different. So we no longer have such a strong religious overtone as they did back in the days. But it's still a day of thinking. It is still a day of remembering. It is still a day to kind of sit back and say, what are we grateful for? Here's what I want you guys to think about it, is during some of the most critical periods of the history of the United States, American Revolution, the Civil War, even the Great Depression, the leaders of the country said, we need to focus on what we're grateful for. Take it away from some of the negative things and give the people focus and hope. Hope on what you have now and what the things you can be grateful and thankful for. Because, as scientists have found out, gratitude has a lot of beneficial things that actually can come into the body. So I have a quote that I want to share with you guys. So this quote actually comes from the Persian poet. He was also an Islamic scholar, theologian, Rumi, from the 13th century. So Rumi says, gratitude is the wine for the soul. Go on, get drunk. What makes your soul happy, my friends? What exactly is it going to make you smile? Think about it this way. What does gratitude mean to you? What does happiness mean to you? Happiness, by definition, is usually based on the state of things that are happening. So happiness can come and go, honestly. We can be happy for here, if things are going well, you're happy, then you have sadness. But what is gratitude and joy? Gratitude is really more on a soul level. It's a little deeper. It's the things that truly you can look at. It is being content in the here and now. And let's be honest, we're currently living in a society that is full of chaos. It is so easy, my friends, to go down a rabbit hole and focus on everything going on right now. It is very easy to get lost. I'm not saying, let's be honest, I'm not saying to ignore reality. I'm not saying not to pay attention to current events. What I want you guys to look at is what you can control and what are some of the things you can influence. So Stephen Covey and Jr., his son, has what he calls speed of trust. And one of the things he focuses a lot in his book is what can you control? What is your circles of influence? Him and his dad focus a lot on that. Influence and control. So if you're looking at your current life right now, my friends, what are the things you have true control of? What are the things you can truly influence? We might not be able to influence our neighbors. You might not influence the behavior of our politicians. You might not influence the behavior of the entire society. You can influence the things that goes on in your house. You can influence the things that you focus on. You can have control over your emotions. So when you're thinking of gratitude, it's not about being happy when I lose 50 pounds. It's not about being happy when I finish college. It's not about being happy when I have a new job. It's about being grateful in the moment right now. It's about focusing on the things that you currently have present and understanding that things can definitely get better. I am officially, you guys know, I'm a coach and I'm a teacher, and I'm all about getting people to live better lives. I'm all about getting people to truly have an amazing future right now to start living these things. But I'm also very aware that we have to be grateful for where we are now. This is the part that is very difficult. Sometimes we get so consumed and I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be grateful, I'm going to be thankful when I get A, B, C. So then we live our current lives miserable, waiting for all the mountaintops to happen. That's not what it's all about. So because Thanksgiving is literally right around the corner, if you go online and you type in Thanksgiving, you type gratitude, you're going to see tons of articles coming up on the internet. So one of my favorite ones that's out there now, so if you're looking for it, is from Forbes magazine. And one of the things that they did is they compiled different studies, and they decided to give us some of the top benefits why gratitude is good for your health. Anything that's good for your health, sign me up. This is going to be amazing. So I want us to go over it today and truly delve into what it means. The very first one for them, it talks about building better relationships. So think about it this way, my friends. If you're able to have gratitude towards the people in your life, focus on the things that they do well, not so much all the different mistakes and the things that they're not making you happy, but truly focus on giving thanks for the things that people do. Thanks for taking out the trash. Thanks for cooking your meal. Thanks for just being there, being pleasant. That improves a relationship, but it also improves the way you see them. You have less tendencies to hold on to grudges and resentments for things that other people do. So gratitude towards others, even if you don't express it, has a huge benefit on your life. Number 2, improves physical health. This was one that I was a little bit more like, what does that mean? According to the study, if you're grateful, you actually will have less aches and pains. You will actually suffer from less illness. You have a lot more energy. You're more inclined to actually go out and exercise. And you have a much better physical disposition across the board. Listen, in modern times where insurances and medical and all the things that our bodies are suffering, if changing my attitude towards things will actually have a physical benefit in things, I'm all into it. Think about so much things that we carry in our bodies. Deepak Chopra says, the issues in the tissues. So if you're carrying resentment towards people, and any kind of that is going to affect your body. So gratitude has a physical effect. So now look at number 3. So not only is it going to help you physically, it's also going to help you psychologically. Okay, what does that mean for us, and how do we actually make it happen? By being grateful, you actually have less toxic energy in your body, believe it or not. You're holding to less anger, you're holding to less resentment, you're holding to less envy of others. So this is why gratitude is such an important thing. You are actually less likely to be angry with others, my friends. So think about it this way. So as we have people joining us, as we have people making comments, and I'm so excited you guys are here with us, think about gratitude in your own lives. It's Thanksgiving is around the corner, but it shouldn't only be one day. What are you grateful for? Because if you start thinking what you're grateful for right now, believe it or not, it'll bring a smile to your face. It does it to me all the time. I usually think little things can make you smile. Think about your favorite food for Thanksgiving. That should bring a smile to your face. So think about psychological as well as physical. Number 4, enhances your empathy. One of the things that in current times, we seem to always be so divided. We're always looking for things that people are different. When you start becoming grateful of the things, you look for things that you're more in common. You actually have more patience. You have more love for the people in your life and the people that you meet. You become much more empathetic. And that alone has a huge connection. So not only do you have much better relationships, you're more patient to those people. Think about it that way. Have a huge improvement we will do in our lives when we have less anger towards others, just by putting ourselves in their perspective, just by looking at things from their point of view. It doesn't mean you have to agree, but at least you can understand, and that can change many things. So let's jump over. Look at number 5. Helps with sleep. Once again, I was like, what do you mean gratitude helps with sleep? How can you possibly help with sleep? So as I went down the rabbit hole, because I was in this mood, one of the things I said is recommended to keep a gratitude journal. So Oprah Winfrey has one. A lot of people recommend it. You have one by your bed every night when you go to sleep. You actually write the things that went well, the things that you have felt gratitude for. So simple as got to see the sunset, or you got to see the sunrise. You know, I had my favorite food today. For me, I keep telling people I'm vegan, but pizza and cheese seems to be my downfall. So anytime that I have a cheat day and I have pizza, I'm grateful for. One of the things that I have, and I'm going to share with you guys, I actually don't have a journal, just because keeping a journal every day was a little overwhelming because I'm a little OCD. I actually have a gratitude jar. So pretty much it's a mason jar. I got to decorate it. Went a little crazy cheesy, but it's literally a jar of things that I'm grateful for. Anything that happens. Some things that I got to put in my jar this year was the birth of my new nephew. So Dominic is definitely in my jar. I got to write down anytime a new project gets accomplished, I write it down. Anytime that I meet somebody that has influences me, or anybody that has just made me smile. So I have a jar with it. And every usually 6 months, I go back and kind of read through it. One of the things about having a journal and a gratitude jar or whatever you're keeping is it helps you to truly go back at the things in your lives and reflect on them. And it brings you, just even reading them again, gives you a whole sense of just kind of that feel good. I also have a prayer jar. So I actually got this one from the fabulous Chris Thomas here in Texarkana. So she does amazing pottery. But the thing about it is just like my jar. Anytime something happens in my life, and I tell people all the time, I pray for a lot of people. So what I do now is I write them down and I put them in the jar. It is a physical manifestation of what I'm thinking about in that prayer. It makes it a little bit more real. It makes it a little bit more tangible, and it has that connection. What I also realized, because number 5 helps us sleep. It does. When you actually can go to bed without stressing about the 500 things in your mind, but honestly thinking about the things that went well, the things that you were happy about, the moments that change you, your mind tends to settle down. You tend to become a little bit more focused. And once again, you're focusing on the things you can control. You're focusing on the things you have influence about, not all the things that are going horribly. You control the things within your circles. That makes it a lot more powerful. So it does help with sleep, believe it or not. If you're having sleep issues, sit back, my friends, and figure out, what are you thinking about? What are you stressing about? What are the things that are in your mind 24/7? And can you put them aside? So now let's take a look at our next one. Improve self-esteem. This is one of those ones that I think is huge. We're especially living in a society that we're all busy comparing ourselves. It's hard not to. We are literally in each other's living room. Think about it. You are sitting with me live, looking at all this. Think about all the different things that we're going through. So we're looking at an entire bubble of we're judging, we're comparing, we're trying to live, but at the same time wondering, what is really going on? So gratitude for what you have now, it is huge. And I have a comment, so I want to make sure that I'm looking at it. So talking about gratitude and being present. So Mr. Dog has an amazing saying. For all those of you that can't see the comments, I want to share it. You know, he had a great loss in his life this year. So one of the things that changes is, you know, think about being grateful for your family. Think about being grateful for what you have. A lot of the times that we see it, and Doug, thank you so much, honey, for sharing. And for everybody who's on the line, Ms. Laura, Mr. Bill, thank you for sharing as well. Think about it this way, my friends. For those of you who are not able to see the message, is a lot of the times we focus so much on all the things that we have to do. Like, I have to go to work. I have to exercise. I have to, if you have children, cook. I have to clean. What if we change those views, like Doug has just mentioned, and say, I get to. I'm grateful that I get to do it. And truly experience what we have right now, because we don't know when we're going to be missing these people. So gratitude becoming a year-long affair instead of just a moment. Just like your self-esteem, if you're focusing on the things you have now, not what your neighbors has, not what other people are sharing, but truly what you currently have now, will change your perception. It will make you very thankful for what you have. And Doug has an amazing example. You know, he is grateful now for his family. He is grateful that I do get to go to work, and enjoying those moments, because you never know when they're going to be taken away. So let's look at our very last one that they have. So increases your mental strength. This is actually huge, especially in our current times, my friends. We're going through a stressful time. There is nothing we can say. There's nothing we can deny it. Stress is overwhelming as a society, as a nation, as a world. We're all living in this collective sense. There is a sense of tension that you can feel it. I've talked to many artists, I talked to many writers, and they're feeling overwhelmed. It is that collective sense of impatience. We don't know what's going on. We're feeling stuck. We're feeling overwhelmed. Our basic background has been shaken. Think about it, my friends. We are not sure how our current situation is going to transition. When is it going to transition? When is the end going to be in sight? What is going to happen? So as a collective, we are all in a state of tense and tension and panic. There's nothing we can deny that is, we're feeling it. You know, we're tired, we're overwhelmed. Every time something new happens, what else are we going to get hit? When you're thinking of gratitude, it tries to change that focus. It's trying to get you to focus on what you have, to focus on the things that are going well in your life, to focus on the things that are giving you joy, to take advantage of the things that are making you whole, instead of, once again, trying to focus on everything you have no control about. So what I want you guys to take a look at it. Take a look at all of them again. So look at all these sevens together. You know, how does those things impact? You're looking at your relationship. We're looking at our health, both physically, mentally, as well as spiritually. You're looking at empathy. You know, you're looking at your self-esteem as well as your mental strength. Those things transition and translate across all of our lives. It is all the things that we have every day that impact us. By practicing gratitude, not just for us, but also by modeling gratitude, we start instilling these things in our new generation. So I talked a lot about traditions because I love it. I love the impact that it has. Traditions have a way that it has to carry it through. Somebody has to initiate it. Somebody has to start it. So I'm recently reading the book, The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell, which is amazing. But he has something that he says that I think is very amazing, is the fact that somebody has to influence it. There's connectors. We have people in our lives. There are, you could, for lack of a better word, have made an impact in many people. So you might be that person. You might be that influencer in your life without even knowing, that actually be the one that can carry this torch around. You can be the person that can influence somebody else to become grateful just by the way you live your life. So when you're thinking of Thanksgiving, that is literally a couple days away, and you're thinking about, okay, we're going to do a celebration. Our celebrations are now modified. Most of us are used to having lots of families coming over. You're used to having 20, 30 people come and celebrate. And now you have to change it. You know, you might only have a couple. You might have to do more videos in order to see the people that you love. What are you going to do to make this new tradition, because it's a little new, just as meaningful and as impactful for the people in your life? Because you have a choice, my friends. You literally have a choice of how this year is going to finish. You also have a choice to educate and give hope, give a sense of fulfillment to a lot of the young ones, a lot of our kids who don't understand what's going on. You know, because right now they're looking at us and asking, with everything that happened, what are we going to be grateful for? With everything going on in society, why are we thankful? Why are we celebrating? It's more than just Turkey Day. Trust me, as a Dominican, I know, it's more than just those moments. So what are you going to do to make this tradition have an impact within your community, within your home, that people can go back and being grateful for? Because this is what it's all about, my friends. It's all about bringing the sentiments back. So if Rumi is right and gratitude is the wine of the soul, what are you going to do to share it? How are you going to express it? So I talked a lot about traditions. I talked about a lot of dates coming up and all that fun stuff. My question is, can you be happy now, my friends? Now is the only time we have. The present is what we've been given. Can you truly look at your situation and be grateful for where you're at in your life? I am extremely blessed every day that I get to do this. I'm extremely blessed every time somebody comes and joins us. Thank you for the people that are making comments. I'm grateful for all the replies. I'm grateful for every single person that has read my books, gives me feedbacks and tell me what you think. I'm grateful and thankful every day that I get to write and I get to do what I love. So regardless of what conditions are happening, I'm always going to be extremely thankful that I get to share my passions with you guys. And that you guys wake up early on a Saturday morning to come hang out with me. Let's be honest. It's still early and now it's cold. You could be bundled in bed, just not paying attention, but you still decided to wake up. So I have lots of things to be grateful for. I'm grateful that I'm an aunt. That's huge. I have 2 amazing nephews. That is huge. I don't get to see them often, but I'm still grateful. I'm still in love with them. I'm grateful that my parents are still around and that they don't mind my crazy adventures. I'm grateful that I have amazing friends. I'm grateful that I get to work. So as you guys can see it, gratitude doesn't have to be about huge, amazing things. You don't have to worry about the new house, the new car. It's the little things that we get to be grateful about. I'm grateful that I get to spend Thanksgiving with my brother and sister-in-law and that we're going to cook together. I love to cook. I don't know how excited they are about that part, but I'm thrilled. So how are you going to make a new tradition? How are you going to take the time to find the gratitude within your soul and truly, truly enjoy this holiday and make it absolutely amazing? Because it's up to you, my friends. You can do it. So as I come to the end, I want to say thank you to everyone who joined me. Go ahead, if you haven't done so already, give this video a like. Share it with somebody. Invite them to join our community. Remember, we always can do this better together. We will see each other again in 2 weeks, so we're not meeting next week. So happy Thanksgiving again. We'll see each other in 2 weeks. We're going to have some fun. We got 2 programs in December before we wrap it up for the year. Then we'll pick it up again in January. If you guys have any questions of me, go ahead, send me a message. I am here to answer. I'm always available. If you are an aspiring author or writer and you want to join my group, send me a message. I'll send you a link. In the meantime, my friends, thank you. I am so grateful for you guys. I am so thankful you guys are in my life and that you continue to grow together. So have an amazing Saturday. Please, if you're up north or anywhere where it's really, really cold, stay warm. I have sweaters and bundles. So adios, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.